What should you consider if you're thinking about adding a parrot to your life or to your flock? Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon so that you have your parrot handbook with everything to help you set up a quality life for your parrot so that you can then have quantities of bliss. Today I am joined by my Luna Love, my cockatiel, and two of my parrotlets, and they're actually related. I've got Raindrop up there and Razzleberry here, although I've got some others flying around, and so they may join us in the video. What do you need to consider if you don't have a parrot, or if you have a parrot and you're thinking about adding a parrot to your family? The thing about parrots is, if you didn't already know, they take a lot of watching, like children. I'm like watching some of the ones that are on the screen, and I'm going, oh, I hope they're not poking holes in the screen. What should you consider? You've probably had a dog or a cat, and a dog or a cat are kind of easy, high Raindrop, because you put some dog food out, cat food out, and you might give them dogs some leftovers from the table scraps, which are really good for them. But you walk them, and that's about it. What are you doing, little piranha? If you don't have parrots, they have beaks, they have hook bills. I think they have the biggest and strongest beaks of any parrot out there. I mean, any bird out there. So if you haven't had parrots, keep that in mind, because sometimes they could be little piranhas. This one likes to bite around my fingernails and create little hangnails. I don't know. She's not going to be a beautician when she grows up. What should you consider? You need to consider things like how messy they are. They can be messy. How much dander they produce. Some species produce more white dander than other species, but they all produce some. And it does create a fine snow in your home that doesn't melt like snow. So it's something to take care of. We have HEPA filters in our home to try to help keep everything clean. So if you have one little tyke like this, you may not even notice. It just sort of depends. So you want to keep those things in mind, because it's sort of similar to a cat and a dog that leave fur everywhere, shed everywhere. You do get some feathers, not too many. You get some seeds depending on what size parrot you have. Big parrots don't eat seeds. It should not be a part of their healthy diet, although some larger parrots do require nuts. But like little tykes like these guys, they do require seeds in their diet, like a parakeet mix, and it makes a fine dusting of little seed shells, and that's another mess to consider. You want to consider talking ability. Some parrots can talk, some not so much. These guys, the males, can learn to talk some, and typical of most parrots, when a parrot can talk, they talk in a parrot voice. African Greys have sort of painted a picture of parrots in which parrots can talk to you. I mean, they sound like humans, and it's true. Some African Greys can really mimic sounds. Every time my phone rings, one of my African Greys goes, hello. And I'm like, could you answer for me instead of just saying hello? You want to consider noise factor, because talking aside, you've heard my chittering. That's some quiet chittering. Some parrots can be pretty loud and squawky. Some are pretty darn quiet. African Greys are pretty darn quiet, but they do have a lot of parrot dander. Diet, fresh vegetables. I don't know of any species that doesn't require fresh vegetables like every day. And so that means preparing a little bit of fresh vegetables with something with beta-carotene, because that's really important for them. Maybe something with vitamin D. What has vitamin D? We looked it up the other day. Eggs and, dun, 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 dun. I don't remember the second one. I was like, it's something I give them, yay. Because similar to a reptile, parrots require UV and UV light. That means not just the lights in your house, even if they're full spectrum. It means not just being by a window, because most windows block UV and UV lighting. So that's something else to consider. Can you provide either some outdoor time, like we have here? We're actually getting hit by actual sunlight. And so I have a couple birds out here being noisy. Hopefully it's not too noisy. So those are some things to consider. Talking, noise, feeding, mess. Some parrots make a poopy mess. Some little tykes you can't even tell. Playfulness, lifestyle. Some parrots really require a lot of time. Like if you have a cockatoo, you really, really need to be able to dedicate a lot of time to them. You need to be able to take a lot of noise, and you need to be able to take some dander. Cockatoos are amazing. Like Luna Love, they're the ones that are going to have that incredible crown that goes up and down according to their mood and stuff like that. It's just incredible. But a little tyke like her, and she's almost not in the cockatoo family because she is so different. But the rest of the cockatoo family, they really require a lot of time, care, attention, space for screaming, and specialized diet. Those guys, you have to be really careful with their diet because they don't take nuts, but they love them. So they can be prone to being overweight. So you have to be able to really research, get to know your parrot, get to know your species of parrot, and understand what is truly going to be beneficial for your parrot and what's not. And there's a lot of misinformation, unfortunately, on the internet. I can find information that says eggs are good for eclectus parrots, but I know from really reliable sources, eggs are not good for eclectus parrots. So you have to really research your specific species and find out from as many experts as you can, like what's really correct for your species. And, that's just not true of most other pets, like a dog or a cat. That's a part of what makes these guys so exotic. Hi, sweetie pie, how are you? What you doing? What you doing? Thank you for joining us in this hopefully not too loud, fluffy video. If you have any questions about parrots, please be sure to post below. When I don't know the answer, I consult with my experts so that I can assist you in having a blissful bond, because a sick parrot or one that isn't well taken care of is not going to be able to be as blissful, unfortunately, as a parrot that is happy, healthy, flying around, biting, and being a wild bird. Okay, the fun portion of my video is over. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.